Hi, welcome to the channel. Now, have you ever witnessed a crowd beating someone who stole something? It's a fairly common sight in marketplaces here in Nigeria. Now, if you're in Lagos, for instance, the word you would hear people yelling out is Ole. If you're in the north, you'll hear Barao. Now, as soon as you hear that word, it means somebody's going to get it, and not in a good way. Well, this happened in Zamfara state. A lawmaker was attacked, not because he stole something. Who are we kidding? Actually, he did steal something. He's a member of the House of Representatives, but they tried to beat him like he was a member of the House of Represent the Thieves. And maybe he was. Look at what happened. Now, this lawmaker has been was attacked in Zamfara by the masses, as you could see in that video. He's a member of the House of Representatives, House of Represent the Thieves. They wanted to beat him like he stole something, I tell you. Well, anyway, there's something really frightening about a crowd that won't listen to anyone. It's not exactly a riot, even when they haven't started being violent, just that moment when people decide, look, we've had enough. Now, that moment is a moment that almost swallowed that VIP in Zamfara. Now, before we condemn or defend, let me say something. This is not a new thing. It's not a new thing at all. I remember a story an old journalist once told me about in the late 80s. A governor was moving through a rural town with sirens and his convoy, everything. People lined up on the road waving. So it seemed one woman didn't wave. She just stood there holding a plastic bowl. And when the convoy slowed down, she lifted up the bowl and shouted that she was hungry. That wasn't an insult, not a threat, just the truth. Of course, security pushed her away quickly, but the journalist said something thought provoking. The woman wasn't angry, she was exhausted. Now, that's the difference. You see, when you fast forward it to what happened today, Zamfara isn't angry anymore, they're just tired, sick and tired. They're tired of bandits who move around like landlords, tired of ransom economies, tired of burying people quietly so that the numbers don't look too big on paper. So when a politician passes through with tinted glasses on his windows and escorts carrying firearms that are worth more than their life savings, I mean the villagers, that is, something inside them is bound to snap. And it's not because they hate anyone. It's because he represents every promise that was never kept. That's one of the reasons. There's another thing. Here's another story. A politician was dragged from his car by villagers. This happened in India. Cameras were everywhere, people shouting, chaos. Later, when the calm returned, one old man was asked why he joined in. I didn't want to touch him. I just wanted him to feel what it's like to be reachable. Imagine that. That's the word. Now, for many Nigerians today, leaders are not reachable. Their announcements, they are press releases, they are images on your TV screens, and of course, sometimes they come in the form of condemnation and condolences from Abuja. Now, in Zamfara, people don't feel protected by the state. The state has failed woefully in their duties to protect lives and property. They're just being managed, not protected. So when people feel managed, and they can feel it, so when people feel managed instead of protected, respect will fly out the window. And that's when this kind of action takes place. We've seen this movie before. A senator chased out of a market. Remember that? A convoy stoned in the southeast. A minister nearly slapped in the north. A lawmaker locked inside a building by angry youths. This happened in different places, but with the same emotion. Same emotion everywhere. This is not a justification for lynching. I do not support mob action ever. Once a crowd decides someone deserves to die, society has already failed on many levels. But pretending that this came out of nowhere is dangerous because today it's a politician, tomorrow it could be anyone. It could be a traditional ruler, it could be anyone who looks important. You know, you really don't have to do very much to look important to the average man. You really don't. Sometimes it could be anyone with a car. Even a 15-year-old second-hand car, you could get lynched. Now, there's a proverb that goes like this: when a roof leaks for too long, people stop caring what falls on the floor. The roof in Zamfara has been leaking for years, and today the water almost drowned a man with power. That's right. The real question isn't why did they try to lynch him? The real question here should be why did they feel safe enough to try? You know why? Because when fear of authority disappears, chaos sets in quietly and then violently. If you're a politician watching this, understand something. The people don't want perfection, they're not asking for too much. They want presence, they want honesty, they want effort they can see without binoculars. Because once the crowd stops seeing you as human and starts seeing you as a symbol, that's when your sirens and your security might no longer hold them back. And Zamfara has just sent a warning. It's not a threat, just a warning. And I think Nigeria should pay attention to this warning.